There he goes. One of God's own prototypes. A high-powered mutant of some kind never even considered for mass production. Too weird to live, and too rare to die.
Queerness, in a way, saved my life. Often we see queerness as a deprivation, but when I look at my life, I saw that queerness demanded an alternative, innovation for me. I had to make alternative routes. It made me curious. It made me ask, is this enough for me?
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you for joining me here for Conversations with Taz. And it's going to be a short one, but it's going to be short, sweet, and informative. Let us start with a little voter's remorse. I'll see you on the other side.
I think we're beginning to see the chaos and billionaire corruption of the Trump era. I mean, Trump tried to campaign talking about how he was going to help working people and deal with corruption. And I knew that pretty immediately he was going to betray his own message and his own voters. So essentially, for folks who haven't heard, Republicans and Democrats were negotiating to come together to keep essential government services open here at the end of the year. And then suddenly, Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, full of many of the worst ideas in the world, basically ordered House Republicans to shut it down. And he said he wanted to shut it down over quote unquote Democrat priorities. But those priorities are disaster funding to rebuild places like North Carolina that got hit by these awful storms, and funding to make sure that small farmers don't go out of business because of things like droughts and tornadoes and other disasters. And these are things that aren't just being asked for by Democratic members. In fact, a lot of these things really impact a lot of Republican areas and Republican constituents. So Democrats said, let's keep the government open. Let's make sure people can access services like their veteran services and Social Security over the holiday. And Donald Trump is basically ordering for all of it to get shut down at the behest of his billionaire friend Elon Musk, who's kind of cosplaying co-president right now.
Cosplaying co-president. That man bought the presidency. He signed, sealed, and Trump delivered it to him. It's his, okay? He's not cosplaying shit, all right? When Musk was able to bust into a meeting that Trump was having with somebody else, a little dinner, and Trump didn't make a big deal about it, yeah, Trump's the bitch. Because let me take you on a journey. Y'all remember when Trump got sick? He was sick and tired of Carrie Lake because she was basically living at Mar-a-Lago. And he's like, oh no, bitch, you got to go. Now, I know some people have caught wind of the fact that right now Trump is technically Musk's landlord. If y'all think that Musk is actually paying that man, I got some swampland in the center of Kentucky to sell to you. Trump is too indebted to Musk. That I'm sure on paper it sounds good, it looks good, but ain't no money changing hands. This no money changing hands. Okay. And I say that as someone who's related to a landlord that has a couple of their children living it. Ain't no rent. Hey. Okay. Now, tomorrow is the election, possibly day one, possibly the only day of elections on Capitol Hill for Speaker of the House. Some say that Mike Johnson is a sure thing. I don't think so. Pump your brakes, Miguel, because there are people that will not support him. But even with that being said, who would be a replacement? Now, coming from Politico.com, there's a big problem with trying to replace Johnson, no clear alternatives. Even House Republicans who are skeptical about keeping Mike Johnson on as Speaker acknowledge they have a persistent problem. who could replace him? Who wants to replace him? That's the thing. Who wants to? Because the way that they have those rules going, if you but Johnson, is he doing a thing to try to, get his last little sound bites in there to show that, that America First agenda is going to be pushed through. We know those dog whistles, but let's continue. As Johnson faces potentially a dozen holdouts or more going into the speakership vote on Friday, three familiar alternative candidates have come up in internal GOP conversations. Majority Leader Steve Scalise of Louisiana, we know that's not going to happen. Health reasons. I will say, both sides of the aisle do have a problem getting old ass motherfuckers with a whole bunch of health issues to put them in leadership positions. But the GOP does that because they're like, oh, this bitch gonna die. We can convince them to do anything because they want some brownie points. They want some Jesus points. And since none of them really know who Jesus is, they think that they see Jesus in each other's eyes. Judiciary Chair Jim Jordan of Ohio. They may shuck and jerk around and give a whole lot of sound bites and talking points regarding not adhering to certain rules publicly, but the GOP are strict sticklers for the rule of thumb on Capitol Hill. And given that Jim Jordan still hasn't shown up for that subpoena, absolutely not. And GOP whip Tom Emmer of Minnesota, absolutely not. They're not going to put Tom Emmer in. If Tom Emmer gets in there, it's going to be just as short-lived as Johnson. They just don't want Johnson in there anymore. And Johnson really couldn't help anybody this election cycle. People who won in the GOP, they can thank contrarians on the internet for that. They can thank a subset of the pro-Palestinian movement for that, because Johnson doesn't have the connections or anything for the fundraising, for his endorsement to carry any weight, nothing. Now, Tom Emmer, he does have a little bit of that going on, but he's still the homeboy of the previous Speaker of the House, McCarthy. So all three ran for the speakership in October 2023 before Johnson was elected to take the gavel, and all three were forced to drop their bids as it became obvious they couldn't get a near unanimous support needed from House Republicans. Here's the thing, they've seen, okay, Johnson, you were a good little band-aid for the in-between, but we really don't want you. And the reason why I say that Johnson is doing his best tonight and the past couple days, especially with the unfortunate start that we have had to 2025. We still haven't even watched the afterbirth off of 2025, okay? 2025 and its mama is scheduled to leave the hospital tomorrow. And motherfuckers is already wrecking havoc. But Mike is doing what the GOP has been doing since Trump entered the fray. And coming from Mediaite, Speaker Johnson blasts derelict in its duty Biden administration after New Orleans attack. Cannot wait for Trump to restore law and order. If you're not aware, law and order is a dog whistle. It is a dog whistle. It has nothing to do with actual law and order. It has nothing to do with rule of thumb. Because I see a lot of people going, I thought the GOP was the party of law and order. They are. They're the party of the law being in their order to get the black and browns off the street and away from them. Okay, keep that in mind. House Speaker Mike Johnson, Republican out of Louisiana, lashed out at President Joe Biden and his administration while reacting to a terror attack in New Orleans that left more than a dozen people killed. On Thursday's Fox and Friends, Johnson said he cannot wait for President-elect Donald Trump to take office, insisting he will be restoring real law and order in his second term. Shamsuddin Jabbar, a 42-year-old Texas man and Army veteran, was identified by police as the suspect who drove a vehicle into a crowd in New Orleans Bourbon Street, killing 15 and injuring dozens more. The driver was killed by police after exchanging gunfire. Officials are investigating the incident as a terror attack, and Jabbar was inspired by ISIS. Police do not believe Jabbar worked alone, and they have yet to officially rule out a connection to an attack outside the Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas, where the driver of a Tesla Cybertruck was killed and 7 were injured. The blast, however, was mostly contained and did not damage the building. Now, any attack on Trump or his property, you can tell me he don't have nothing to do with it. Allegedly. Um, but I don't see how Trump being in office would stop a terror attack, because it doesn't matter who's in office. There could be terror attacks, period, point blank. And Johnson knows this, but it's all about talking points and bullshit. And speaking about talking points and bullshit, remember when they said the Beyonce couldn't be country? Where are your favorite country music stars hailing from? Take a look. I'll see you on the other side.
Y'all not gonna gaslight me no more, cause what you mean Shania Twain from Canada? So I saw this post by somebody by the name of Willie Ross, and he said, I'm going to ask it anyway. Why is there so much hatred for Beyonce as a country western singer? Now, somebody below by the name of Ananaki, I think that's how you say their name, it says, not authentic. You need to be country to be a true country singer. And they kind of have a point, except, Beyonce's from Houston, Texas, but I digress. Now, after this person had made their thoughts on who should be considered an authentic country singer, somebody by the name of Delusional Dollface said, Keith Urban is from Australia, and y'all let that down under mother come over here and run y'all country genre for years. Not down under, friend. They go on to say, meanwhile, a black woman from Houston, Texas, with parents from Louisiana and Alabama can't be country. Your racism is showing. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Keith Urban is from New Zealand, but, all the same. But this is the one that threw me. This one threw me. What do you mean Shania Twain is Canadian? I had to look it up because I did not believe this person. Y'all. What? I love Shania Twain. Don't get me wrong. It's my girl. I love her. She's beautiful. She's talented. She can sing. She got some pipes on her, okay? But what you mean she from Windsor, Canada? So this whole time, Shania Twain's career has been her showing her expression and her love for country music. I literally had no clue. But again, our Canadian princess was welcomed with open arms, as she should, because again, she's awful talented. Then I had to go on a fishing expedition because where are the most popular country singers from? Like, where are they actually from? And of course, Shania Twain is at the top. Canadian. Anne Murray, everybody knows, is Canadian? Get out of town. Now, it says that Keith Urban is Australian, but when I searched his name separately, it said New Zealand. But the fact that his birth nation is ambiguous is kind of crazy, because you would think, oh, he's from, Tennessee. He's from, Nashville, whatever. But the fact that he can have an ambiguous birth nation and still be considered a country music legend is, again, blows my mind. Terry Clark, another Canadian. Canada, what is the Canada to country singer pipeline that we need to investigate? Like, is that the easiest place for singers who are Canadian to get into the music industry outside of rap and singing? Because Drake is Canadian, he's a rapper, and Justin Bieber is a singer, he's also Canadian. Oh yeah, there's lots of Canadian singers. But is this the fastest pipeline for Canadians to get into the music industry? Just go straight country? And no one questions, nobody is questioned. This guy named Dallas Smith is Canadian. It's his parents' I gotta look him up. Hold on. Yeah, his real name is Dallas Smith. He is Canadian. He lives in British Columbia, and he used to be in a rock band called Default. And he does this article where he talks about why he's not leaving Canada, but he still wants to maintain his roots in Nashville. Now, didn't Beyonce just get called out for not frequenting Nashville as a country music singer? Y'all playing in our face.
Now, this is what happens when you don't know history. You don't want to teach history, because people believe that the basis of country music is the lyrics. The woe is me, I keep getting cheated on. He ain't shit, she ain't shit, they ain't shit. I'm broke, I'm always gonna be broke. Fuck all this shit. No, okay, absolutely not. Just like the names and the people that they're like, I identify so much with them and their life story, have never been broke, have never worked a 9 to 5, don't know what anything costs in the grocery store, because they ain't never had to go into the grocery store. They pay people to do that. But the basis of country music, the instruments and the chords and the melodies that are used, the instruments that make country music, hail from the continent of Africa. Africa does not produce white people. And before you got time, that's so bigoted. That's prejudice. That's the truth. It is the truth. White people are not native to the continent of Africa. White people colonized and started breeding on the continent of Africa, but Africa itself does not create white people. But this is what happens when you don't teach true history. If you think I'm joking, take a look at this.
Man, y'all want to talk about indoctrination? When I was in 7th grade learning about Texas history, I was told that the Texan rebels were fighting against an evil and tyrannical Mexican government because they were infringing upon their rights. And then when you actually like do your research, okay, and you find out exactly what the fuck was going on, you realize that Texas wanted to secede from Mexico just to keep their fucking slaves, bro. And that shit adds insult to injury when you think about the fact that Texas seceded from two countries in order to keep the institution of slavery. My God, holy goddamn shit. Now that is commitment, evil commitment, but that's commitment. But I hate this state's history so bad, I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
Now I know that every time I say this, it gets controversial, and people are like, I don't know about that. I don't agree with that. Guys, hear me out. This is why I say if we're going to have a Department of History, a Department of Education, we need standardized education. It should not be state to state what's taught on what level and the amount of truthfulness. This is why you have certain full-grown fucking adults that were able to go to school from K through 12, and sometimes on past that don't understand the basics, that don't want to go to college or get to college and want to argue. And then you see all these fake think pieces going, I had to pretend to be liberal in order to pass. Well, first of all, you enrolled at a fucking liberal arts school just so you could play minority. Okay. Two, actually having to do actual research and put actual facts down on your homework is what you should have always been doing. But the fact that this country is still teaching whitewashed daughters of the Confederacy, moms of liberty bullshit is astronomical. And then bitching and complaining about recent immigrants to this country that have to learn the actual factual history. But we're not going to say anything about the motherfuckers that are removing actual history from the schools when their grandparents barely, by the skin of their chinny chin, made it into the fucking country. DeSantis, I'm talking to you. We're not going to bring up that we have a 34 times convicted president-elect who's here because his family got kicked out of Deutschland. Germany, yep. Can't go back. Cannot get citizenship there ever again. But yeah. Like if we're going to have a whole department for education, let it do it. This is why you have people like Trump and his sycophants that are like, it's no big deal. We can just eliminate the Department of Education. What are they really doing? Yes, the Department of Education offers a lot of protections right now for a variant of students. Yes, they do. But the biggest protection that should be offered is protecting of the mind and intelligence. Because if we keep rolling shit backwards, who the fuck is going to be the next batch of doctors? Fuck the next batch of lawyers, because motherfuckers are going to be too stupid to even know that they should be suing for shit. It's truly going to be people's court, okay? You might as well shut down every fucking thing else. It's going to be TV court and then the Supreme Court, okay? That's how it's going to be. That's how fucking stupid we're getting. But who's going to be our next batch of doctors? Who's going to be our next batch of scientists? I would say next batch of politicians, but that batch is already being pulled out the fucking oven and we see that shit. Because if you can't understand the true history and you can't take on the true history of the United States, how are you going to get into politics? And everybody's goal when they get into politics is to get all the way up to the federal level. When you're at the federal level, you're dealing now with international laws, international concepts, international history. This is why we have somebody that's currently nominated that believes in conspiracy theories and believes that the worst amongst us on the planet needs grace and understanding, and they're just misunderstood. I guess. I guess. I guess. But you know, dumb is as dumb does. And before y'all go, because I know somebody's gonna have something to say when I talk about the litigation, we're gonna go from TV court to the Supreme Court when it comes to figuring out litigation. I'm not joking. I keep telling you I don't like to exercise like that. I don't reach like that. Bet you don't know about this latest lawsuit, because we're all familiar with ladies' night. We're all familiar with singles night, speed dating, networking events, all sorts of little standard things that they promotions that they put out. You know, ladies' night is usually pack the place with ladies so that the men will come out. You know, and the men, they for a bargain. They can get 2-for-1 drink specials. Get a drink for her, get a drink for you, and not really come out of pocket all that much, but look good. Well, the men have shape shifted. And don't come in here, men, going, not all men. I know not the fuck all men. If you ain't a hit dog, it ain't a full moon outside, don't holler. Take a look.
The sign on the door makes the closure clear, while inside customers are enjoying one last cocktail, one more meal at Lima.
It's just sad. It's just so sad.
The family-run restaurant in downtown Concord has been around for nearly 9 years and is now set to close permanently at the end of the month.
I mean, I love this place. It's like they're like family to us.
The owner telling us they haven't been able to fully bounce back from the cost of settling a recent discrimination lawsuit related to discounting drinks for women on its ladies' night.
A frivolous lawsuit that took us down, and it's these ambulance chasing lawyers.
Several similar lawsuits have been filed throughout the country, taking aim at variations of ladies' night, including earlier this year in Fresno, when its minor league baseball team was sued over a ladies' night promotion.
It was exactly that, discrimination over ladies' night. Mm-hmm.
Did it surprise you? Were you shocked by that?
I was, a lot. Yeah. I've never I see ladies' night everywhere else.
According to the state, gender-based promotions like ladies' nights can land businesses in legal trouble, violating California's Civil Rights Act. Here at Lima, the cost of the lawsuit just piled on to an already tough time, with high inflation driving up the cost of getting these meals to the table.
With restaurants, it's already the profit margins are razor thin, and stuff like this does not help business at all. It's just, I don't know what should be done about it. Maybe the city or the state should change some rules to help out the small businesses.
And these customers agree.
It's very sad to see a lot of family-run places in downtown Concord disappearing.
And soon it won't be the same for these servers or staff here, soon to be out of a job.
I'm really, really disappointed and sad. I was getting really accustomed to the community and knowing all the regulars that come to the restaurant.
These regulars fitting in as much time as they can before the doors close on December 31st.
There's a lot of people that come here that enjoy this place, and this is the end of it.
Well, all the bad bitches, please stand up. And I'm not talking about the bad bitches that identify as women or femme presenting. I'm talking about you motherfuckers that want to be kept but want to lie. You want somebody to take you out on dates because you don't want to take anybody out on dates. That's fine. That is fine. Sugar mamas exist. There are also women like the late, great, iconic Ivana Trump. There are women like the late, great, iconic Eartha Kitt and Diane Carroll. They have no problem. They made no qualms with saying, I don't want to settle down with anybody. I will wine you, dine you, and you can. But yeah, just say what you want. You don't have to go out and sue people. You don't have to take to the internet every other day bashing women. You want to be kept. You want to be the passenger princess. You want to be the bad bitch. That's fine. There's somebody out there for everybody. Just be honest so that the women who are okay with that can come swoop your ass up. So they can pick you up right underneath your arm and carry you off, baby. They'll let you sit on their lap. They'll give you an allowance. They'll do it all. Okay? They will do it all. All right? Trust me. Trust me. Sometimes when I was single, I used to look at people like, you know what? I get irritated easily. I would pay you to shut the fuck up. Then I matured a little bit, kinda, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. But suing someplace because you're not, they're doing the work for you. Shit, you get the. I'm a bad bitch. You're gonna end up having to buy Taz another hoodie, mister. Yeah. I was okay. I got 2 t-shirts. But yeah, men, be honest. Just be honest about what you want. You always talking about women want me. This is what kills me. Men with no fucking money always want to call women gold diggers. What the fuck are they digging? They can't even get fool's gold out of you, bitch. You the type of motherfucker that go to the store and want to hug your girl from behind while she paying. First of all, quit doing that shit. Cause that just draws attention, and that's stressful. Just stand in line like regular, okay? Because they don't know if y'all married or not. And most married couples have one account, 2 cards, one account. They don't all the money coming out to one place. They don't give a fuck. But stop. Like if you want to swing your feet and I push you in the swing, say that shit. Shit. Not in my case, because only one of us can be a princess.
I want to be a princess.
You not being a princess.
I don't want to be one.
Good. Can't be a princess at this point anyway. My back hurts.
I know, right?
What? Shut up. Oh. Oh. I should have brought Gertrude down here. Okay. We're gonna get that focus. I lose focus on my own, and then this is not helping. Okay. Now, where to go? Here we go. Now, of course, I got to make fun of Trump and I got to make fun of the GOP. So we're going to do this rapid fire. You're going to see an influx of people not just grifting in the name of Trump and the GOP, but you're going to start to see people out themselves because they've done some questionable shit or because of things, how 2024 went, and we can see how 2025 is going to go, where more people are going to be exposed, more people are going to be prosecuted. You're going to see some people preemptively start kissing some ass, okay? But if they haven't figured out that you got to pay to play when it comes to Trump, and I mean that in every sense that statement can go in, let me show you this. Let me show you something.
Well, first of all, Joe Biden been asleep for 3.5 years. He woke up and pardoned his son and then went back to sleep. Trump, on the other hand, I mean, this guy got shot, went to jail.
Sir, that man ain't got shot.
First
I've been shot.
First of all, I've been shot too, and you're pandering to Trump because you know he's about to send you back to your country. We need to stop with that. We need to just accept the fact that y'all voted for what y'all about to get. It ain't gonna bother me, so it is what it is.
African, but he's
no.
still
You hear how he sound like Eric Adams. He laying up his. Don't kick me out the country. Michael Blackson's gonna be the face of immigration. He's gonna be out there showing y'all where the gate is.
Wait, have you
But he's gonna be on this side of the
Have
fence.
you seen his face infused as Donald Trump?
Oh yeah, when Trump won, I became, let's give the mayor a chance.
Wasn't very sparkle butt of you.
No, it wasn't very sparkle butt of me, but side note, I hit myself with my own cup. I'm not explaining it. I'm not explaining. Those of y'all that know me, you know how that went. But anywho, um, yeah, Michael Blackson, the somewhat pseudo immigrant with the heavy act, yeah, already kissing up. Like, don't end up like Chrisette Michelle. Don't. Especially Michael Blackson, since there is a highly, highly racist white woman that's parading all over TikTok and Instagram using pictures of you wherever she snatched you up to take pictures with, claiming that y'all were like this and y'all were besties. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Hey, Chris Mack, because I know you watching, girl. Hey, you check my page every couple of hours, every fucking day. I know I'm cute, but like I told you before, you're not my type. Okay, I like the ladies, but I like the ladies to be human. I'm just saying.
Human ladies.
Human ladies. Now,
with the human lady parts.
Are you gonna come over here? Okay.
Keep acting up from the side.
You're gonna keep acting up from the sideline. Okay. Well, while you're acting up from the sideline, could you put some water in my cup, please?
Possibly could. I mean,
thank you. I'm just a baby. Thank you.
You ain't just a baby, my ass.
Well, I got the baby.
Okay. So you just want water in here?
Water, and just bring me the pack because I gotta split it in half. Thank you. Now MAGA is fucking around and finding out. Now, for the past couple of years, I've said during the winter holiday season, hey, we're tired of hearing the same story every year, where every year you're saying you done cussed out the same grandma, the same aunt, same uncle every year, but you keep going back breaking bread with them. Oh, family members of MAGA, they said bet. They said bet, Taz. Challenge accepted. Take a looky, see.
To my daughter, who decided to stop speaking to this side of the family since the election. Everybody misses you and loves you. Words can't describe how hurt I am that you've decided to do this. You've known that I've supported Donald Trump since 2016. It has never come between us before. I have never judged you on the choices that you've made, the people that you supported, or who you voted for. I've always been open to listening to anything and everything you've believed in and you've wanted to share with me, whether I agree with it or not. You know my heart, and you know of everything I've been through. You know that Grandma's very sick. I'm very sick. And you chose. You chose to cut us out of your life because of who we voted for. To say that you've hurt me is an understatement. And the sad part about it is, in 4 years, when Trump's out of office, you're gonna look back and realize that you've been lied to. And by that,
we're gonna look back and you're gonna be dead. Because the way that the avian flu, the bird flu is going, you gonna die, dumb bitch. The aviator flu, that's what I'm gonna call it. Anywho, I hate when these people go, but you know my heart, you know, I listened to you. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Get over it. Isn't that what you told us? Don't be a snowflake. Free speech. We're entitled to do this. You can't tell us. You don't like it? Leave. See, that you don't like it, leave means leave the family too. Leave my house, leave my presence. I don't give a damn, and nobody gives a damn how sick somebody is, because you see how sick your family members are. You're saying you're so sick, but you voted against being able to get proper treatment. You voted against. You can't say you care about somebody when you voted against their existence, when you voted against their autonomy, when you voted against their ability to decide any and everything for themselves. You say that you're for small government. No, you're for small individualism. You want government over everything because you want everybody to conform to how you are. But what you don't realize is that you opened the door for them to control you too. Come on, you're gonna regret it in 4 years. No, the fuck we won't. No, the fuck we won't. You just won't be here in 4 years. And white women, white women, white women, white women, white women, white women. One, learn what the fuck a boundary is and respect it. Okay? If somebody kicks you out of their life, you do not get to go to the internet and try to have a conversation with them, knowing that it's going to get back to them some way, somehow, somewhere. Absolutely not. Now, say it what the fuck I said, and I mean that. Two, y'all have been trained since you were toddlers on how to get them tears flowing. Stop disappointing us, okay? You got one job, all right? Let the Kleenex chase the waterfalls coming down your face. I'm tired of y'all doing a full face of makeup, go and get your hair done, and then sit in the camera. Stop. Your hair's supposed to be messy. Y'all hair messy any other fucking time of the. Come on now. Where is the good old school white girlies? Okay, where's the late 90s, early 2000 girlies at? Huh? Where they? Where they? Like, but you just didn't love me. I loved everything about you so much that I sacrificed your entire life for John down the street that's still not looking at me. He wants a liberal woman. He's upset that the liberal women won't get on the conservative dating app for him. Like, y'all are voting away all of your rights to sit around and bitch and complain that the people that you harass and stalk and terrorize and try to bully won't fucking date you. This is why towards the end of the year, everybody's, we can have different political beliefs just because I'm conservative and you're. No, bitch. No, absolutely not. And it's not conservatism versus liberalism or leftism, because that's not set to a political party. And I want people to understand that you can be conservative and Democrat and libertarian and pink party and green party and even temperance party. Yes, the temperance party is still a thing. No, it's when you're conservative and Republican. That's dripping racism. That's dripping misogyny. That is you bootlick patriarchy more than anything else. And then the women are complaining that liberal men ain't looking at them. The men are like, what the fuck? What? That's like me going, I can't stand racism, but I don't understand why a racist man isn't beating down the door to get me. What? I got some kinks, but hanging from a fucking tree ain't one of them.
You gonna let it be.
Not like that anyway.
Swinging from the chandelier.
I came in like a wrecking ball. Ouch. But yeah, no, absolutely not. Like, I'm gonna need y'all to just stop. Please and thank you. Don't do that anymore. Absolutely, positively not. Now, tonight is a short one. I got a little bit of heartburn, and I need to lay down. Oh, part 4 of the Mann Act, closing out the notable prosecutions, is up here and on TikTok, depending on what platform you prefer. Excuse me. Sunday for Lies About Black People. We will be back over. Excuse me. Okay. Back over on TikTok. But for people that were over here with me yesterday, I did get your emails and your DMs over on TikTok. I am finishing up doing some research on the ANC because it was brought up and it is quite significant. I will do a full breakdown, just like I'm doing with the Mann Act, beginning tomorrow. And I'm saying beginning because it's going to take a couple days to break it up. And I'm not going to do it like in a long 30-minute video. I'm going to break it up, let you soak it in, and give you the different steps because there are a lot of working parts with the ANC. So you have a full understanding of Chapter 16 from Lies About Black People. So I wanted to make that clear. All right. Part 2, lots of homework. Yeah. It's a bit, but I mean, you got a break from class this week. I got to see. Okay. It's a trade-off. Trade-off. But as always, each one teach one, each one reach one. Thank you all for joining. Say bye.
Bye.
One day he'll get on camera.
Bye. Sparkle butts.
He really enjoys the Sparkle Butts monitor. But like I said, I will see you all back live on Sunday. And who knows? I might pop over live on Instagram. I haven't done that in a while. But y'all be good. Get into some good trouble and make it enjoyable. Till next time.